game development program in Shenkar is the leading program in Israel. We're working for the last 6 years with the best students, the best faculty, and now with the best universities in the world.
In a sense, all good video games create meaningful experiences for their players, because otherwise people wouldn't play with them for such a long time and love them so much. But what we wanted to do in this workshop is to explore the tools that game designers have when they want to create a very specific meaning, a very specific experience.
We are on the border of a lot of different kinds of groups in MIT. We're very interdisciplinary.
We're part of the humanities program, but we have chosen to take on the humanities much in the way that the rest of MIT takes on the sciences or the social sciences, so we can look at games the same way that a scientist would look at the natural world.
We are making meaningful games. We want them to have value for play. We want them to be fun games to do and use, but we also want them to have a message, something that the player can take with them as an interesting idea or as a new experience.
This year we chose the theme of home, and we asked our groups to come up with game ideas that can evoke feelings and meanings that are associated with what we feel home is about.
12 students were selected from the game development studies in the program in Israel. They come from different disciplines: programmers, graphic designers, sound designers, and game designers. They have mixed teams, so each team has Israelis and Americans.
The Shenkar students are going to get some real-world experience with larger teams than they're used to. It's kind of a boot camp, really. We believe that the best way to learn how to make games is to make games, really. But if you do it by yourself, you're going to miss some of the learning opportunities there.
A lot of people who come here from Israel have had some experience working as professionals, but maybe not in a game development setting. So you get a real good taste of what it's like to work a 9-to-5 job. And I emphasize 9 to 5 because the other thing that we teach in MIT very strongly is how to scope your work so it fits within a reasonable work week. Not to work 80, 90 hours a week until there's no energy left in your body and you start making mistakes and the quality of your work falls.
They took us in really nicely, and they're trying to solve every problem that we might have, and it's been a really unique experience because we're making games that have a purpose, that have some kind of meaning and are trying at least to convey some kind of emotion. We spent an entire week without even using computers, actually just conceptualizing and trying to think how we can pass on these emotions. And the creative process is really unique, and it's a really great experience, both to grow as people and as game developers.
תהליך באמת אחר ומעניין ממה שאני מכירה בדרך כלל. ל-MIT יש המון משאבים ויכולת לייצר דברים, ככה שכל רעיון שעולה פה הוא באמת יכול להיות ישים.
I think the main difference between MIT students and the Shenkar students is that the MIT students are much more programming oriented and the Shenkar students are much more art oriented. There's a fair mix between the two, but I think it's very different environments and skill sets that they bring to the group.
The game Shaky Shack explores what are the materials that make us feel at home and how it is related to consumerist culture. LIGO and Breathe present us with the duality that we sense about our home as we grow up. We want to live it and explore new places, but we still have the urge to come back, to feel secure. Sunnyside talks about growing up and how gradually your neighborhood and your community becomes your home.
This wonderful project was made possible by the generous support of Michal and Dr. Ram Kadar. They made a shidduch with MIT, and they allowed us to collaborate with Scott and his wonderful team. Purposeful Game represents the best of interdisciplinary art, bringing together designer, engineers, It is what Shenkar is all about, it is what MIT is all about, and this is why we're so happy to be working together on this wonderful project.